Today we're here at the Lardo Dam in McCall, Idaho, on Payette Lake here. There is about 7 feet of storage on top of Payette Lake that is owned by some of the irrigation canals and one irrigation district down in the Emmett Valley. The Payette drainage is made up of several little reservoirs. Up above Big Payette Lake here, we have 4 smaller reservoirs. We got Upper Payette Lake, Box Lake, Granite, and Blackwell. They will feed down into this later on in the summer, and then the water out of Big Payette Lake, along with the smaller reservoirs water, will then make its way down to Cascade and then on down to the irrigators as needed.
We're at Cascade Dam, which forms Cascade Reservoir. Cascade Reservoir is one of 3 Bureau of Reclamation reservoirs in the Payette River watershed, the other being Deadwood Reservoir and Black Canyon Reservoir. Cascade Reservoir was constructed in 1948 and stores 646,000 acre-feet of water, primarily for irrigation and flood control, but it does have some secondary benefits as well. Of course, the reservoir as a whole is managed for recreation. There's a power benefit as well. On the recreation side, we manage for fishing, swimming, hiking, boating, and of course there's a big fish and wildlife benefit as well. It's one of the most prolific fisheries in the state of Idaho.
There is a lot of domestic water pulled out of this lake. It's a very deep lake, and they'll put their pumps down 50, 60 feet, and they will pull it out for the domestic use on their houses. And then the city of McCall also uses it for the city's domestic purposes and irrigating in the parks.
In drought years, those are tough. We always try to fill the reservoir system, but depending on how much water we have, that's not always possible. So depending on the severity of the drought, we fill the reservoir to the extent that we can, and then water deliveries are based on how much water that we have in the reservoir. We just really appreciate everybody's patience as reclamation seeks to meet its core mission requirements of irrigation, storage, and flood control. We recognize that managing for multi-purposes is very difficult, and again, just really appreciate everybody's patience and understanding as we work through those multiple challenges.
Well, one thing nice about the Payette Basin is we have a lot of water, and we have a decent amount of storage. There is actually a lot of the water that is generated in the Payette that actually leaves our basin and goes over the hill into the Treasure Valley. Approximately 40,000 acres of farmland that are irrigated outside of the Payette Basin. The water rights are designed to utilize Idaho's water the best we can in Idaho. Even if some of it was to leave this basin to go over into the Boise Basin or over into the Weiser. And that way we utilize as much of our Idaho water in Idaho before it leaves the state.